everything out, I'm going to go ahead and go for this project, and I'll keep you guys posted on it. What that project is my IBC totes over here. I'm going to coat these with truck bed liner. So this is my rainwater catchment system, and they're all daisy chained together down here. 3 of them right now. These guys right here are going to get, well, all of them are going to eventually get coated if it works good, and I'm happy with the idea. But algae grows in these, as you guys probably know. This one has been out here for a few months, and you can tell that it's quite a bit darker. We don't drink this water, so algae's not really a big deal, but you do kind of want to control it because it can clog up stuff and it can become nasty and make odors, and it's just not a positive thing. So I am going to take one of these totes apart and coat it, sand it down a little bit, prep it, coat it with truck bed liner as an experiment. See how that works out. Stay posted. First step is to remove these screws that hold these bars in. Then we'll remove the tank. This has just had honey in it, so it's food grade. They cost a little more to get them food grade, but just in case we ever did need to drink the water, I don't want something that had oil in it or some kind of chemical. So it's just honey, but we'll rinse it out. But for now, let's get this tank out. The cool thing is we're going to rinse out the IBC tote with rainwater that I already got harvested. Got it connected to my pump. Bring it over here. That honey, wash out the honey in here using free water. Then I'm going to power wash this tote. Maybe do a light sanding on it, and then we're going to coat it. So got it taped up around the threads, and not that it really matters too much, but I want it to look clean as I can, reasonably. Put a piece of tape down the side where the measuring marks are, which will be removed, so you still have somewhat of a window inside of the tank to see the level if you so desire to have that. Because obviously if you do them all with this liner, you won't be able to look inside of them. So I think that might be a good idea. But I'm going to use some adhesion promoter. Light sanding, I didn't do too much sanding, but just knock off a little bit of the roughness. Between a little bit of sanding and this, that coating shouldn't come off anymore. You want it to be adhered really well, because obviously these are going to be exposed to the elements and they're going to expand and contract and all kind of stuff. So the more you can do to help that coating stick over the years, the better. So we're going to put this on, then I'm going to go ahead and get out the Raptor liner and do a nice thick coating. I'm thinking I might do it in gray because my house is gray and it might match a little better. I think I'll try gray just for the heck of it. Or maybe I'll do black and then gray. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll find out. I decided to go with black because, one, I think it offered the most protection from light, And two, because when it starts getting cold, I think the black will be better because it'll attract more heat, thus allow me to use the system a little bit later into the year before it starts getting so cold that it'll freeze, because we're in the Ozarks and it does get cold here in the winter. So I think black's the right choice, even though it doesn't quite match as cool. But I just realized my house isn't really gray anyway. It's more like a tannish color, so it wouldn't really match as good as I would like anyway. So we'll just make them black for now. See how that works out. So anyway, with this stuff, all you do is just pour the hardener in up to this line, shake it, attach the gun, and then spray it. You just dial in the gun to match the coarseness of the liner that you want. And I'm probably going to use kind of a fine spray on this guy right here, just because I think that looks the best and it'll work the best. So let's get to spraying. I'll turn this back on in a minute and you can watch me spray this tank and let's see how it turns out. So I assembled a little gun. Last time I used this stuff, the gun broke on me. It wasn't very well made, but I still was able to use it, sorta. As long as the stuff gets on there, I guess that's all that really matters. But just fill up the hardener to the line right here. Kind of use the light and look in it, and because you can't see through the bottle. But basically where it starts to curve in is where you pretty much want to stop right before that point, filling it with the hardener. Then you unscrew the top, grab your gun, attach it, and get to spraying. There's the gun with the regulator. I put some sealing on the connections just so the air doesn't leak out. Not really that critical. Thing with this gun is when you're done using it, pour some acetone or thinner or something in the bottle and blow it out. That way your gun doesn't get gummed up with the liner when it starts to harden, because then it's going to be pretty much useless. Even though you get a gun with each kit, you still want to save your gun if possible. You never know when you'll need it. You might run into a bad gun in another kit. So anyway, this tip is what dials the spray pattern, and then of course you can regulate it with this little valve right here. So just experiment till you find what you like. So that exhausted it with the, probably, I would say it's safe to say 2 of these bottles would be enough to do 1 of these totes with a nice thick coat. So you got to weigh the cost effectiveness of it. Well, we'll see how good it lasts, and that'll determine a lot right there. But it went on pretty good. I'm going to get another bottle and finish this up and let it dry, and then we'll see how well it lasts. Really no need to do the bottom, but I'm going to kind of do around the bottom edge just so it looks good. All right. Well, one of the things that are good about these totes is you can look inside to see if you missed any spots. So I looked through the hole at the top and walked around, and I could see some areas that I could see light through. So I know it's too thin there. So I'm going to load up another. This is my third U-pole Raptor liner. And I won't need all of it. I'll just need a little bit. And if I'd done it a little better, I probably still could have got away with 2. But, you know, it's a trial and error thing. So I'm going to spray this, a little bit of this on here. Then I'll use the rest in my RV in the bathroom in my shower. So hopefully all this works out. But that's what's going on. So look inside the tote. when it's, of course, when it's bright outside, and see if you can see any light spots, and that way you know where you missed and you need to actually add more. Okay. So I noticed this is kind of weird, but this, I laid it on pretty thick. But check this out. Look at that light spot right there. That's the sun coming through the hole on the top. Granted, the sun is real bright, and it is in the height of summer here, and it's 90 degrees, and the sun's no joke right now. But just think about that. Look at that. So it looks dark. It looks like it's thick and impermeable, but there's still sunlight coming right through it. Now, granted, it's a lot less light than if it was nothing on it, but if we put the lid on it, you wouldn't see that anymore. But it just shows you how light still penetrates that membrane if it's bright enough. But you look inside the container, except for the bottom, it's pretty dark in there. So the whole idea is to make it less likely to produce algae, and I'm pretty sure the lack of light, the reduction of light will help with that. And probably the increase in temperature will help too, because this thing gets hot when it's in the sun. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'll do a follow-up video on how all this worked out, but just thought I'd share that with you, that although it looks like it's totally blacked out, there's still some light penetration in through this membrane where the black is. So okay. All right, guys. Well, here it is done. Fortunately, I'm in the shade right now, but in the morning, the sun comes from that direction, and it's bright all the way till about 1 o'clock, and then it's past the house. So it'll get plenty of sunlight. It's not covered by anything. It is out here. So we'll keep an eye on it, see how it does. I'm pretty sure it's going to significantly reduce the algae. I'll put a link to the description, of all the connectors I use. I try to stay away from as much plastic as I can, obviously, because of the UV over the years will break down plastic. So I try to stay with just brass and metal connections. These little cam lock tote connectors are pretty handy. Sometimes they're a little elusive to find, but I'll put a link to the current ones in the description, and then to these brass splitters and everything. Those are really good because there's no plastic there. And then these hoses are just washing machine hoses, stainless steel, and you just daisy chain them together to the different totes. And then also link this pump, which is one of the best pumps you can get. Normally I have a strainer between the two, the tote and the pump, but I don't know where I put my strainer, so I'm just kind of running it like that, but I'll get another strainer. But anyway, let's see how this truck bed linered tote does. It looks pretty, that's for sure. It looks way better than the normal ones. And here are my van pliers. These are some cool pliers. These have a little notch on them, which are good for taking out stripped off screws and stuff. And I also use them to tighten my connections, because you can get them a little tighter than you can by hand. So just give that a couple twists. Then we unlock this valve, unlock this valve, open this valve. And this will start filling up. Slowly but surely, it'll rise to the average between these four totes here. So probably about, I don't know, maybe three-quarter or so. Somewhere around there, a little under 3/4. But hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. Take care.